All right, mic check, mic check. Let me double check a few things. Looks like I am good to go here. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm locked in. We got some good volume on our hands here. You can see price driving down into this 1 hour gap here. You're getting this SMT, also getting this 30-minute order block to be tapped into here on ES. EMA looks pretty solid. So what I want to know is how does price respond with the market opening the way it has? We drive down into here. Wow, this is a strong move off of this 930 open. We get a nice drive, tap into this 2 a.m. price, right? We haven't really drove too far on ES. I want to see which one is stronger. I would say that NASDAQ has been stronger. Where's all-time high at? I think we took out all-time high. Don't worry, try reconnecting. What? NASDAQ should be at all-time high. So is ES, right? Yeah. So yeah, ES makes all-time highs. Cool. So what I'm thinking is, are we ready to continue? Wow, these charts are ripping, bro. But apparently there is some sort of peace deal on the table for the Strait of Hormuz. So maybe that's where all of this pressure, this buying pressure is coming from right now. All right, so I want to know, can price continue and keep this up, right? That's the $1 million question. Will it continue? What is going on over here, bro? All right, let's do this. Let's go 1 template, 2 template. It is just not gonna. All right, how about this? Get out of my face. Close my charts here. Pull them back up. Apparently the markets froze up or something. I don't know. There we go. All right, we're good now. So I'm looking at, like I said, look at how price drove down. We left these relative equal lows on ES here. We did sweep those lows on NAS. So as I mentioned, I want to know which one is actually stronger. So let's see. Overnight price action. Did we sweep out this low here? All right, so there's one sign right there. Stop, don't do that. There's one sign right here. There's a slight SMT off of this 1 p.m. low from yesterday. And then looking at Asia, nothing bad there. All right, so looking at Asia, it looks like this drive right here gets my attention, right? We see this 230 low take out all of these lows over here. Yeah, pretty similar. I would say, yeah. Oh my goodness, this thing is ripping, bro. How is it so crazy right now, bro? This is ripping. But looking at it, right? This drive here seems to be the cue that NASDAQ is slightly stronger right now, right? You see this 4:30 a.m. low. 4:30. Well, actually, no. I take that back. Looks like ES is slightly stronger at the moment, right? Yeah, this is ES on my right. Yeah, so that move right there is what I would like to see continue to hold. All right. And it looks like it's gonna try to run off of this kid. You see this drive SMT, SMT, SMT all the way through. But really not necessarily, right? Yeah. So this SMT right here, this is what gets my attention. All right, we take out this low here. So there's a massive SMT. You see this low right here not being swept. See price climb above this high right here. And this candle right here gets my attention. This expansion. All right? Looks like price is holding it up pretty solid right now. Same thing here. We get above this swing, put this candle in right here, and you can see the pressure off of it, right? I want to go in. I want to find out where that 930 low is. Here it is right here. This is going to be a big part of price action today. Mark this off my 930 swing here. I'll probably end up waiting until 10 a.m. Let this accumulate or do whatever it wants to do before I get involved here. We have this high up here, which would be the target, obviously, if we're going to continue this bullish trend. You want to see price make a new high before the end of today's session. If we do want to drive a little lower, maybe drive into this midnight price. As you can see, we're super close to midnight, and some decent resistance and support down in here that price could want to retest. Midnight price looks really good. All right, you see how price built up a nice level of support here. Love to see price revisit this area. That'll be a good area to buy. Doesn't have to, but I would expect 10 a.m. to open lower, right? If we're bullish, that power of 3 is going to give you your bias, right? You don't really want to go into the market with a bias that's already set. You want to pay attention to how these key timestamps open. So we got 930 opening lower, which is good for buyers, right? You got this push lower right at 930, power of 3 sweep, which it really didn't sweep much. So that's why I'm like hesitant here. But we do have SMT, so if it wanted to continue higher, it definitely could. And it looks like we might. But long story short, right? Power of 3 opens lower, sweeps, shifts higher, and here's your area of interest, which I've already highlighted in yellow. There goes a nice reaction off of this yellow zone for higher. And then you have, of course, 10 a.m., which will be right around the corner. In about 15 minutes or so, we'll get to see if 10 a.m. wants to do the same. 10 a.m. can open lower and then give you a retrace, and then you look for your buy to continue. Or opposite, 10 a.m. could take out the target, maybe push up here, take this high, and then you look for a reversal off of that, right? Strictly power of 3, right? That's how we trade. Makes trading so simple. Your bias is pretty much handed to you. If you are trading this first macro right now, there's no reason for you to be looking for shorts, right? You should be in these buys. The one thing that concerns me is NASDAQ is taking the lead here. Why is NASDAQ in front of ES? That's a red flag, because NASDAQ was the one that pushed deeper into this gap here, telling you that NASDAQ was bearish or weaker. Actually, let me put that tag up here. ES is stronger today. Yes, it's stronger. All right, there you go. So you're starting to see this volume pick up here. The first buy signal for me would have been this reaction here. You got this strong close, push into this area, nice move out of it. That was your first ROC buy signal. But because it was so early in the session, I don't like to trade right after the market opens. However, this was a good indication for higher. Now you want to look up and you want to say, all right, what's up above here? Okay, so we have this bearish fair value gap, which I'll highlight. FVG. ES is already tapping into it. So that's the first gap there. Next gap is here. Next gap is right there. Really nice. I would say that this is probably going to continue higher, but you just got to be patient, man. You don't want to jump the gun here, because 10 a.m. could literally bleed and send price back down before going higher. YM looking pretty strong. 15-minute gaps. Let's see. Not much there. Nice. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll sit back, relax a little bit. I love that price gave you a nice push here. And let me go actually mark off these hourly candle highs and lows here. That's going to be a big part of the puzzle as well. We got this 8 a.m. high, obviously that swing high. And then you have this low here, which was swept. So what we're going to get here, eventually we're going to see this 10 o'clock candle open, and then this 9 o'clock hourly candle will give you a high and a low. That price will work off of. Good. All right, nice. 4-hour candle. Here goes that 4-hour high, right? We swept that 4-hour high. Still haven't tapped into that 4-hour low. If that's going to be a draw, we'll find out very, very soon here which way price wants to rally. Nice. So my levels are set. Levels are set. Let me go in here. All right, cool. So you can see the hesitation in the market, right? That's what you should expect prior to 10 a.m. You usually get like some sort of movement at 9:30, but the real moves are literally after 10 a.m. But one key factor, ES is stronger. Let me make this bigger. Put a little background on it. All right, there we go. Tapping into that gap there. 6 a.m. price, 4-hour high. Yeah, we're chilling. Save this, relax a little bit. Let this first macro build some structure here. 5 minute, 10 minute. Nice. All right, cool, man. So when I look at this profile, right, what do I see? I see a beautiful continuation set up here where you get price offering a nice expansion here from 10 p.m. We retest midnight price and expand very, very quickly. All right, so this pullback into here, I'm looking for a buy inside of this bullish candle here, this 4 a.m. fair value gap. I'm looking for a trade idea off of that, right? Oh, okay. So when you see stuff like this, I got to pull up my news candle here, my news forecaster, financial juice, and I need to see if something weird is going on. Cause this is 950, nothing crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting session, guys. It's going to be an interesting session here. So I'll sit back here. I really don't want to be involved when the market is accumulating like this. So I will give price a chance to shake out the early traders, right? There's a lot of people who are trading right here, right now. The market will try and shake them out. Once that's over with, we'll see what happens. All right, cool. Here we go. Here we go. We are live, right? 10 a.m. is here, so that power of three is what I'm looking for. If I'm bullish, I want to see price open lower, like so. Maybe sweep or retest some sort of order block, fair value gap, and then flip back bullish. And then I'll look for that ROC trend shift in order to get involved. All right, so when I'm looking at this now, I go to this hourly and I say, all right, we have this fair value gap here, which I'll just mark off as an hourly high, make it a lot simpler, right? And what do you notice, right? You'll see that ES takes out this hourly high. ES takes out this previous 9 a.m. high, which is excellent. It also taps into this next hourly high, which is that 8 a.m. high. All right. And then you have SMT off of that for now. Look underneath. Let's see if we have anything to our left. We're still inside of this fair value gap. Keep that in mind. We got that 4-hour high. Let me go over here, make sure I see that 4-hour high. Nice. All right, so yeah, everything is pretty much in play here. We got this initial buy signal here off of this yellow zone here, which held up just fine. So I wouldn't be surprised if price just wants to sweep some of this internal and then continue higher. That's what I'll wait for. But these markets are undeniably bullish as of lately, so naturally you want to continue to look for the buys. All right, yep, beautiful. Save that. All right, so here we are, right? You're driving back into this area, maybe a 5-minute gap or a lower time frame gap. Nope, nothing. Just a bunch of swing lows in here that price is drawing towards. And you can see that ES remains stronger. So that's a good sign, right? You want to see ES continue to lead the way. And if I'm buying today, I will be buying ES just because it is stronger. I saw some people take this trade right here on YouTube, this buy right here with this market structure shift, all that good stuff. Maybe stop like underneath here. You're going to get a lot more drawdown when you're trading before 10 a.m. Right? Because let's say this ends up bullish, right? The chances of 10 a.m. opening opposite, meaning opening lower on a bullish day, is extremely high. So why would I want to get in before 10 a.m. knowing that 10 a.m. could bring on the drawdown if I'm looking for higher? What you'll do is instead you'll wait for 10 a.m. to sweep something, push lower, and then offer a move higher. All right, 10 a.m. pushes higher here, sweeps this high. So notice we have SMT off of this high here. Beautiful divergence here. Okay. So far, we haven't broken any of these lows aggressively, so still looking for that bullish maneuver here. there it is, right? There goes your sweep. Retesting this 930 opening price, retesting this market structure shift, retesting this area of interest that we had from earlier. All right. So with that, I am essentially looking for price to start making that transition back to the upside. And as we mentioned, there's pretty much a lot of pressure for the oil prices to drop, right? They've been high for a while, and the war tension is pretty much climaxed, right? So with that, you expect oil to continue lower, and then you would expect these to continue higher. Here we go, right? You're seeing price open at 10, sweep. You see how algorithmic price can be, right? This is why you simply just wait for a power of three. Power of three is the heartbeat, the backbone, the DNA of these markets, right? So now I'm watching this last down close candle here that offered the sweep, that offers the SMT, okay? I'm watching that to see if price can generate a new buy signal, and I'll look to take that second buy signal here. Nice SMT there. Really nice. All right, cool. Watching this high right here. There it is. Looked like price is just gonna rip right through it. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Here it is. Here, mark this off. It's gonna be green. Looking for a nice strong close through here. There you go. There you go. All right, and with that, I will start looking for my entry here. Beautiful. So I'm looking for this candle right here to be my catalyst here. And because we've already taken out this hourly high, oh my goodness, it's gonna run, kid. This is gonna be tough. It's moving a little bit faster than I would anticipate here. It's just expanding quickly. What's your next draw here? Let's go to the hourly. Make sure there's no hourly highs that we missed. Nope. All right, nice. So the next draw would be that 4-hour high, that 7 a.m. high, that pre-market high. That would be the draw. I want to see price drive back into here at least once. All right. There you go. We got a fair value gap. Let's see. There goes your drive. I'm going to get ready to buy this. Stops up here. Maybe put my stop underneath here. We got a long way to go. So 1.5 would be my target here. Stop underneath this 6 a.m. price. 9 points would be looking for a $500 trade. All right, about 11 micros. All right. All right, cool. This will be my first attempt at the longs. If we can break out of this. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's on the way, yeah. Yeah, guys, this is going to be an easy entry here. Let's see if we can get a good fill. I'm going to put this buy limit here. And I am filled there on the longs. Let's see if this speed can continue here, because this is moving very quickly. And then you want to pay attention to how NASDAQ responds after taking out this high. All right. My stop should be in, right? Yeah, my stop's in. Everything is in. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at here. This will be my first attempt at the long. And I want to see price, of course, maintain this area here. You see this yellow zone here, and that's the key to this trade. And then you want to see how price responds over here after taking out this high on NASDAQ, right? All right, cool. We got the EMA support. Just double checking everything here. It looks pretty solid if you ask me. And I'm sure we might get our indicator. What's wrong, buddy? All right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. I want to see how price responds at this high, so I'll put an alert here for NASDAQ. Even though we've already taken out this hourly high and failed to go lower on ES, you want to see how NASDAQ responds after taking out this 10 a.m. high, all right? But so far, this was a pretty solid move. You want to see this 10 a.m. price hold up here. Keep price in the upper half of this yellow zone here and show strength, similar to what we saw here, right? That's what I'm looking for. All right, so yeah, with that close underneath here, that's exactly the type of stuff that makes me kill the trade. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill this for a small loss here. See if it can push back up to entry or something. Oh wow, that's a good reaction. But I'm not really interested in the buys because of how Nasdaq responded. So I'm gonna kill that. I'm gonna kill that. Take the small loss and just wait for a different setup. This is not what you're looking for. If price is truly bullish, I would expect a quick and faster move higher. With this type of move, you want to be careful because it'll sweep you out again, right? So I'm chilling here. ES looks pretty solid, right? ES isn't the one that's breaking through these protected areas that I have. But because NASDAQ breaks it, you got to be careful and just wait it out. Definitely going to have to wait this one out. You can see the chop starting to step into the market here, and I don't want to be stopped out waiting for this move, right? It's been taking way too long. And what will happen is, if you pay attention, we have this 30-minute candle here. We're getting a 30-minute sweep of the high over here on ES, right? We're tapping into this bearish gap. So this literally could be the manipulation higher and short. You see the SMT, right? You can see the SMT forming. I would wait for this 30-minute candle to print and close, because this looks like the manipulation candle. Looks like a clean manipulation higher. And then we're hoping to either catch a continuation lower, or if price wants to go back bullish, it'll start breaking these areas here on NASDAQ where this massive level of resistance is starting to form here. All right. So playing it safe here. Would suck if it continues to run here, because this move right here was way too bearish for me to hold through, right? We broke the EMA, we broke underneath our area of interest. We did eventually just tap back into here, but when you see this type of stuff, that's a lot of selling pressure. So let's just sit back and wait here. It's only 10:20, right? So you'll get a better idea the more patient you are. One thing I am noticing, ES seems to be a lot stronger than NASDAQ, and that's a red flag, right? This is where you start to see SMTs at the highs and then a dump lower. So I'll kill this. This level is still holding, so that's good. ES, same level, still holding. Yeah, I think we're about to get a shift bearish, but we'll see. I think we're about to go bearish, guys. Either we're about to go bearish, or this is going to be a quick sweep and then right back bullish. All right, so here we go, right? We are pushing in here. Imagine if we start breaking this high right here. This is going to be a new profile that price could use to climb higher, right? You see this drive lower. We're pushing underneath these lows here, so there's more SMT, more signs of exhaustion. Yeah, it looks like we're about to give another buy. This is crazy, bro. Like, it's just wasting time. So in these types of scenarios, you have to be patient because the market's just not ready to deliver yet. Even though ES looks pretty solid, if you know me, you know I like to see both charts expanding and delivering at the same time. That helps you avoid those random drops those random sweeps. All right, so this was a random sweep here on NAS. And once this sweep is over, then I'll start looking for another buy trade on ES. And then from there, you're just looking for both charts to start trending up to those higher time frame levels. Because right now, it just looks like we're getting SMT out of this world right now. It's crazy. Good patience, though. If we can flip this right here, I'll start looking for another entry. And hopefully this entry is the one that just expands and ignores moving lower. It is getting close to that second macro. There it is. Nice. All right, that's what you want to see, guys. That is what you want to see. Give us a strong close here. No wicks, please. Elijah, stop screaming, kid. All right, yeah, there he goes. That's what you want to see, my friend. And I may end up buying NASDAQ because NASDAQ is giving you a really nice discount here. However, I take that back. Yes, it's just so good right now. Come on, bro. I hate that I got out of my trade, but I had to. That's the proper way to do it. NASDAQ looks like it is super far behind here. Man, this sucks, bro. It's gonna make this a lot more difficult because of how strange NASDAQ is behaving. Bro, this is so lame. Where was my entry? Bro, hold on. I think my entry was here, bro. Yeah, somewhere up here. Somewhere up here. Stop underneath there. It's already, bro. That's crazy. All right, so. All right, here we go again. Look at this selling pressure. If we can survive this selling pressure right here, notice we have EMA support again. Notice a nice strong close through. All right, and if you're looking at the identical candle here, SMT close. I would say this is here. Yeah, no. A nice strong close here. And I think I'll just long ES at the top, stop underneath 10 a.m., right? This is, notice how this level held up compared to NASDAQ's level, right? It's the same concept. I was hoping that NASDAQ would not fall below this yellow box and hold 50%, similar to what we saw here. We saw price hold 50%, respect 10 a.m., and then continue higher. So yeah, a nice strong close above this previous down close candle. I will get in with a, bro, this sucks, bro. It's already at the highs, kid. This sucks. This is what you call trash, because NASDAQ had no business way down here. Otherwise, I would still be in my trade, right? So now I have to think of something else right now, because I may end up buying NASDAQ simply because it's so discounted. And if it does get back above 10 a.m., I can put my stop down here. Maybe like a 70-point stop. But let me double check. No, I'm not going that low. Something like this, 60-point stop here. All right, we get above 10 a.m., I can go 60-point stop. And then I would anticipate at least these pre-market highs to get hit here, which would be 8 a.m. high, 9 a.m. high, and then eventually this high. But I don't think NASDAQ is going to get up there. What I'll do is I'll buy NASDAQ, understanding that once ES hits this target, I'll go break even or something of that nature, or just close out my trade, right? All right, so let's get ready here. I'm going to go long. 6, 4. Yeah, about 4 contracts here. Once we get above 10 a.m., I'll be long in that. See if we can get above 10 a.m. Yeah, a nice close here would be fire. Tap into it, close through it. Right. You see this weird price action right now, right? This is trash. This is trash. It's begging you to get in so it can stop you out. So like seek and destroy is like probably the best way to describe this right now. It's randomly aggressively pulling back while still being bullish. Right? These bearish moves have broken no structure. It's just pulling back for no reason here. All right, so now we have this area of interest. I do not want to see this level broken again. And it just broke it again. This is not good, guys. This is not good. This is not what I would want to see. This is not what I would want to see. I'm gonna wait for the next setup now because this is telling me price wants lower. We wouldn't be selling off like this unless price wanted to sweep something. So we had this level here was my area of interest. We get slammed through. All right, slams through there. Same thing over here. We slammed through it on ES. I would actually like to see a short maybe opportunity here. We're showing lots of resistance underneath 10 a.m. right now. And we're getting SMT off of these highs. I wouldn't be surprised if this tries to short, guys. So be careful here. Just watch two buy trades on YouTube get smacked in the face. Somebody tried to buy it here, got slapped. And then they tried to buy it up here, got slapped again. And I'm sure that this is probably gonna sweep lower, bro. And this would be my target here. If price is gonna go lower, this is gonna be what I want to hit. This 930 low. Yeah, so this is heavy selling pressure in the middle of a buying algorithm. Price looks like it wants to go higher, but yet you get these random drops. So it's important to get a good entry. All right. Same thing here, right? We could tap into 10 a.m. We could sell off again. And then if we can close, if we can close above this bearish candle, right? Then I'll start looking for buys again. It'll be that simple. And eventually when it's ready to go, you'll see price break and then just go. It won't bother dipping way down in here. That's not what you're looking for, right? You're looking for that. This sucks, bro. ES is trading beautifully right now. And it's going to beat us to this high. And 9 times out of 10, when this high gets taken, price is probably going to dump. This is so lame, bro. And then here goes YM trending towards this high as well. It sucks, man. These conditions are not good. They just aren't good at all, if you ask me. But maybe we get lucky and NASDAQ end up taking this high as well. That would be a banger trade. But here we are, right? We're about to break this high again. I'm going to look for the same process, the ROC trend shift, where we pretend to go lower, shift the trend bullish, retest, continue. All right, let's get a strong close through here now. Really nice. Looks like we're already closing through over here. There it is. Nice, 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 nice. Boom, boom, boom. 10-minute chart. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fire. It's going to take a little bit. We got a 10-minute candle closing here. Notice the nice doji at the bottom. And we're closing through it. Yeah, I like this. I would love to see just a strong close through this high real quick. Let's check on the NAS versus the MNQ. Yeah, just looking for this candle to close through. It may not happen right now, but that's the game plan here. Whenever it breaks this high, I'll be looking for a long. But you can see how these areas of interest are giving you the answer, right? What just happened, kid? All right. You see how these areas of interest are giving you the answer? The first buy signal has been holding all day. It was right at 930. It never breaks this low, telling you price is still bullish. And we get another another bullish profile here. It breaks this low with 2 candle closes, so that tells me to wait. Here, same thing, breaks this low, telling me to wait. All right, you want to see how far price is willing to go lower before you get in. And there we go. Now we're starting to see this take off, right? And I'm sure if you're really watching this closely, you're gonna start buying this. If you trade the way we trade, right? I think I'm watching Tanya right now. She hasn't taken any trades yet. All right, here we go. Nice. So we have another area of interest here. And I'm just looking for a subtle pullback continuation. Now that we're above here, I'm expecting some speed. But keep in mind, gotta have a safe stop loss. So this is crazy. Now I'm not expecting a pullback, right? So I'm going like 60 points on the stop. Wait for a pullback, and then price should offer a breakout, and then I'll just go like a 65 point stop. Be like 4 micros, right? Like 4 micros. Cool. And this should be your moment of truth, right? Looking at the clock, it's 10:35. I hate that we aren't pulling back, bro. Come on, pull back into this gap here. I just want to see price dip, right? That dip is enough to tell you that price is not ready to go lower. It wants higher. You know what I mean? But if we start closing up above here, probably just go like a 70 point stop, 3 micros, man. Keep it simple. Keep it simple on a day like this. 4 would be what? 560. 400, yeah. Because this is going to be a massive target, right? So you don't want to really use a small stop loss. You have a massive target. So play it safe, pick the best stop loss, which would be this yellow zone, and then you have this fair value gap right here, which is where I would expect price to leave open. And I'll just leave my stop under there just in case it wants to tap into it. All right, there we go. That's what you want to see. You want to see price dip here and then completely fail and keep going. Honestly, with that, if we dip, yeah, I'll do like a 60 point. I wouldn't expect price to get down here. So if it does, then so be it, right? But I wouldn't expect that. Once we get this dip here, I'm looking for price to create a bottom, right? So technically, if this dip holds and we start to break out, I could move my stop underneath that swing low. And I probably will, yeah. I'll probably do like a 50, 55. No, not even, bro. 50, bro. Because if you're right here, it won't even bother pushing lower. Yeah, so I'll go 50 points. That way I don't have to hold the trade as long. Yeah, 5 micros. Yeah. Yeah, and look, there goes Tanya. Tanya's in the long. See, Tanya sees it, right? Tanya sees it. She's longing right now, literally. Like she just got in. I'm not in yet. I think she's entering off of that fair value gap. I'm not in yet. I am simply waiting for this to show me it wants to break this high here with a nice close. Then I'll start buying. My ideal entry price would be 28,497, 498 area. And then you have ES over here completely overextended from the area, right? This is your area of interest. ES is nowhere near it while NASDAQ is filling it in, which could be a red flag because ES should be tapping into here as well. Let's check the 2 minute. Okay, yeah, so you have a 2 minute area in here. Oh, bro, it's about to take this high and we're about to reverse. This is moving way too quick on ES. And NASDAQ is not going anywhere. Yeah, bro. Something's up, bro. This sucks because full TP is hitting on ES. And we got in way down here. My entry was Way down here, kid. Like, get out of here, bro. Some stuff you just can't make it up, right? Let's see if we get this closure here. If so, I'm going to pull the trigger. Anticipating a nice rally. Come on. Nice close here. Would be A plus. All right, yeah, let's get in there. Price is gonna try to run here. There goes your entry. Come on, don't do this, kid. I need a close. There we go. All right, we got the close. Fabulous. All right, now this is where, like I said, you should expect some speed, but unfortunately, ES is already at this high. So once this high gets taken, we could be in for pure devastation. So, yeah. Just be ready for that. Ready for a pullback after that high gets taken out. I'm assuming maybe we get a good expansion because both of these charts, I'm sorry, all three of these charts are trending higher, right? So I would assume that maybe we can get YM, ES, and NQ to take this high. But I'm just looking for 1.5R. It sucks that ES ends up hitting full TP without me, bro. I should have been done with this trade already. But NASDAQ kind of throws it off, man. Maybe, I don't know. I gotta stick to my guns, but maybe one day I can come up with a better approach because there goes the highs, right? Now I have to protect this trade, bro. This sucks, guys. Hopefully we don't get hit with a hard pullback, but I have to protect this trade, bro. Okay, YM. If YM can show us some urgency here, I'll hold this at least until YM hits this high. And hopefully we get a nice risk to reward in the meantime. But it's kind of tough because if you watch me trade, you know I like to use NASDAQ and ES for my confirmations. And this is going to stop me at break even here. I think I got to go break even, guys. Or at least, yeah, I'll just go half risk here. Because break even is so close. But I would expect this level to hold up regardless. So I'll put my stop underneath here. Cut some points off. Instead of 60, go like 35 points. But this is gonna be hard to hold, man, because we're taking that target. That was my trade idea. Now that this hit, it could reverse. And it's more than likely gonna reverse. So you just gotta be prepared for it mentally here to just kill this trade. If it gets too weak here. Oh yeah, there you go. Don't stop now, please. Please don't stop. Those random little spikes like that, you need to see those hold up. Otherwise, it'll reverse. It'll reverse quick. It's like someone tried to buy it and got absorbed. YM at the high yet? Let's see. Hourly highs. Okay, yeah. So we've already broken here. YM still showing interest of higher. I think we can still push here, guys. Let's just hope it doesn't drop aggressively before the push. Wow. You see these glitching candles here? This is not good, bro. What is going on? This is wild. My original stop would have been 28, something lower than that. So 28, 466. Of course. All right, so good speed, but what you want to see is you want to see price start using these previous hourly highs, previous 4 hour highs as support. We built an order block here right at this 4 hour high. So if price does pull back into it, you don't want to see price get underneath here. So I can start reducing my risk significantly, maybe like 250 bucks here, just to avoid those stupid spikes that try and kill your whole account. You know what I mean? Price is pretty much confirmed that it should want upside here. If we can continue after ES has taken this high, that is a beautiful indication that NASDAQ should at least be able to, let's see if we pull out the Fibonacci. Yeah, so if we're going to show a nice trend here, we should at least be able to make it back up to, where's that order block at? Yeah. So we have this up close candle sitting right here. This will be the extreme of the move, right? It doesn't have to take the high, but we could push into this order block here before seeing any true rejection. Okay. So ideally, I would want to see price break this 28,541 level. And if we can survive there, then I would anticipate to exit at about 1.5 R here. Let's go back to the 1 minute here. Original stop was here, 500. So yeah, 1.5 would be here. About 700 would be fine with me, bro. 70 points would be a-okay. But you guys see the idea, right? You see the trade pretty much confirmed multiple times. And it was just our job to get the best entry possible. It sucks because I did enter at the proper time on ES. I bought it maybe up in here. Yeah, I bought it in here. And then I saw this right here. This right here told me to wait a little bit, which was a good idea to wait if you were buying NASDAQ. But if you were buying ES, that was a bad idea because price did not show any signs of weakness. You long it here like we did, stop underneath 6 a.m. You were able to catch a monster trade in no time. This entry was at 10:10. The trade is over at 10:42, 30-minute trade. You know what I mean? So that was the ideal plan. NASDAQ kind of ruined it with this unnecessary dropping. And it's going to do it again. We've seen it happen once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So it's going to drop again. What you're understanding is you want to get in at positions where price tried to drop and failed, right? So here was a good opportunity for price to try to do one of these stupid drops again, and it failed here. So that's what I was looking for my entry. And now I'm anticipating price to make a run before dropping again, right? So good read on price. I would just say I wish I got in on ES and held it, but based on how I trade, this is the setup I would have taken every time. So good job on that. Excuse me. Now we just need NASDAQ to do its part, right? And deliver to this hourly high for one. YM, I need you to go ahead and take these highs as well. And we should be good from there. Let me see what price Tanya got in at, because she should be floating nicely right now. Let's see. Tanya got in at, let's see, 28,482. Okay, yeah, she got like a 82. Yeah, she got a 15, 16 point head start. Yeah, she was in way down here. Which was inside the gap. Yeah, she got in inside this gap. She anticipated this gap holding. Whereas me, I never do that. I just wait for the gap to fill and see what happens inside of that gap. Price filled the gap. Once we start breaking out, then I'm okay to try it. All right, good. YM, there we go. Yeah, we should be fine. I want to see a massive move through this high for YM. and hopefully that can give NASDAQ a really good push. That way I can close it out close to TP if it's not at TP by the time YM takes this high, right? Because it's clearly showing that YM is interested in this high. So we should be able to hold NASDAQ until that happens. ES at all-time highs, chilling, no sign of weakness so far. It's a really good trade if we can finish this here. All right, here we go. So you see price pushing through this 8 a.m. high. That's a good partial area in itself. But me, I don't believe in partials. Either my trade is going towards the higher time frame draw on liquidity or it's not, right? And that's pretty much how I play the game. The higher time frame is telling us to buy. So if the higher time frame can make a new high, it would be all the way up here. Just like we talked about when we were looking at this ES trade earlier, right? When you're looking to buy this, your target has to be this high. If you're truly bullish, it'll take this high, right? So now that we've taken this high, I'm looking to see how price responds. Price is showing no sign of weakness whatsoever. Small pullbacks, continuation. Same thing over here on YM. So that's just something to give you a little more patience, right? That should make you sit back and relax and see how far NASDAQ can push. See how far NASDAQ can push, because I'm looking for my risk to reward of 1.5, right? ES making a new high almost. YM. There we go. So yeah, that's the game plan. Still looking pretty solid. Hoping for that expansion that can just TP out real quick. But once YM takes this high, I'll be closing the trade. Don't want to get too caught up in this. Just looking for one more asset to make a high because price continues to push here. Man, I wish I was in ES. But you saw if you guys were here from the beginning of the stream, you could see where Nasdaq was like pretending to be bearish here. I could have bought it here if I wanted to, but no. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for 10 a.m. I'm gonna wait for that sweep. What happened right at 10 a.m.? Sweep. You know what I mean? It's almost too predictable, right? Price taps in at 10 a.m. sweeps. So I'm like, all right, now if we can get a shift, we got a shift. I'm looking for a retest of this yellow area, and I want to see complete resistance, right? I don't want to see price close through this area at all, right? A good example of what I'm looking for is right here, right? We got this shift. You see price tap into this yellow area, right? And from there, you want to see price maintain the upper half of it with no problem. And what happened here? This was a beautiful ROC trend shift, is what I call it. A shift bullish, right? That's what you want it to look like on both charts. Instead, NASDAQ bleeds through, telling me, I'll just wait for another one. And then what do you see over here? You see another one. Price pushes up, attempts to sweep this low, fails, but you do get SMT off of this low here. With that SMT, I'm looking for a flip. And then once we flip, you want to see price try and go lower, right? We flipped it here at 1034. I want to see price try and go lower. And here was your attempt to go lower. Right here. Price attempts to go lower, fails, and then now this is where I'm getting involved. I'm getting involved on this breakout. My stop can go underneath this low. Usually I put it a little bit further just to be safe. Somewhere in this area was my stop. All right, and then you just let the trade play out towards a higher time frame target. You're gonna get pullbacks like this, but because everything else looks extremely strong, there's no reason to even, you really can set this trade and walk away until your alerts go off for YM or something here. Hopefully we don't take this high while we're pulling back on NASDAQ. That'll suck. But also realizing every day is not going to be the perfect trade, man. And sometimes you're not going to get the perfect trade, even if it does show, because this was the perfect setup ruined by stupidity on NASDAQ. And I really don't want to be trading NASDAQ because of it, right? I would much rather be trading ES, but ES was so fast. ES was so fast, man. I had to get in on NAS, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And I may have to manage this a little bit differently because you'll notice NASDAQ is the only one pulling back right now. So that's gonna ruin my idea of getting out when YM takes this high, because that would be a terrible part to exit on if we're way down here. So what I'll probably do is just go break even so that I'm protecting myself, but I'm still giving the trade a chance to try and catch up to the others. And there goes the high. Why didn't my alert go off, kid? See, bro, this is the type of stuff. Where's my alert? Anyway, we take that high. Unfortunately, the trade idea is complete. I would love to see NASDAQ just rip here, but chances are we might have to. Man, this sucks, bro. This sucks. Trade could be over right here as we speak. So I'll just keep it simple, man. I'm going not even break even. I'm gonna go like $100 here. Elijah, what are you doing? Unfortunately, man, this is the definition of a trash opportunity. All right, so here we are, right? You can see the clock, right? We're pushing up on this 11:15 macro being over. And if you look, right, from 10:50 up until now, there's been absolutely nothing. We just take a high, pull back, take a high, pull back. You know what I mean? Looking over here at 10:50, price has been respecting all bullish PDRAs. We got since 10:50 started. You got this order block here. You got this order block here. You got this volume imbalance that created the order block. Price tapping into it now, pushing off of it. So the only thing left for price to do is to just rip, expand. You know what I mean? You're just looking for that instead of these subtle little pullbacks, just a massive expansion. But yeah, man, if you make money off the buys, definitely drop a like on the stream. You can't draw this trade up any better. We avoided all of the drawdown. I watched traders get stopped out all throughout this, right? But the key is to understand when price is really ready to take off. And that's what my strategy is built around. So I'm looking for those indicators only. And now you can get it basically a risk-free trade here, $100 or so. And you're just looking for price to continue trending here. So far, like I mentioned, all of these order blocks have been holding up as price continues to trend. And we have a long way to go over here on YM. So naturally, you're thinking, all right, if we're bullish, YM has been pretty lazy for the past couple weeks. YM is nowhere near all-time highs. The least we could do on YM is maybe take this previous weekly high, right? While others are making all-time highs, right? So that just gives me confidence to try and hold this as long as I can here. Instead of, I know a lot of people would have been trailing their stops up here or maybe even close it out once ES hits that high. But you have to give price a chance to respond to that high. And you saw here, price did not care about stopping after taking out this all-time high on ES, right? Literally, price is about 20 points away here, 120-point spike, and we're good for the session here. See if we can get it within the next 15 minutes as the macro starts to end here. 7-3. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, this is where you're gonna get some selling pressure. But I like the start of this move. So if I get stock break even, I may stick around for a different attempt on the long. You know what I mean? But stuff like this, you already know what's gonna happen. So it's I can't even be upset. This is why you don't trade the weaker one, right? You're supposed to trade ES if you can get a good entry on ES, right? But unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch ES today. And this is where you could get some weird price action. Not even weird, just the pullback, because the pullback is designed to waste time, right? This could pull back all the way back to 10 a.m. and still be bullish by the end of today. You know, you're just hoping for a speedy delivery, but that necessarily doesn't have to be the case. This could be a very slow and choppy move higher. You know what I mean? So I can't force price to pick up the pace. However, I can protect myself. I'm only risking $100 for $700 here. So can't really argue with that. All you can ask for is just for price to stop pretending to be bearish as quickly as possible, man. But we keep getting these bearish gaps, and price is respecting these bearish gaps. That first move here, that lets me know price isn't going anywhere. It's about to be going sideways for a little bit. We get a sweep in here. No SMT on that sweep. This could probably end up stopping me at break even. Chances are it is going to stop me at break even, or not break even. But chances are it's going to get all the way back down in here just because it wants to waste time. Or it could be flipping, right? I like how we got this. Let's see the 2 minute. The 1 minute looks kind of, yeah. We got to close through here. Nice move higher. All right. You see price close through this low. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. If we could just break this high, that'll confirm that we should be fine. But there was a 1 minute shift in structure here with this sweep of the high. You got a nice doji. And then you get this SMT right here. Hold on, let me see something. Is there a 15-minute gap? Okay, yeah, we just tapped into this 15-minute over here. That would be fire. If we could just rally off of that, man, that'll be so clean. But we do have this 10-minute gap as well. Man, I hope that's what price is going to rally off of, so we don't have to deal with a giant pullback. But what I'm looking at is this bearish move here, man, and it's holding up still. You want to see this, basically this candle right here that I have highlighted. I'll make it red. You want to see this candle get broken. A nice strong close through this bearish candle. This is where all the selling pressure is coming from, man. And ES is nowhere near it. That's the scary part. So we might get a new high here, sweep this, and then sell off again. Come on. Rip. Just rip. 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 Don't stop. We want to see a nuke here. Just blast through it. I may even cut this. Now that I look at my P&L, yeah, I'm gonna actually protect this. I don't want to see any more drawdown, guys, because we're making a new high. Price has been in seek and destroy mode all day. Yeah, I'm just gonna take my 500. I want to get my risk to reward today, but don't be stupid, right? Don't let this go against you. This is a really good trade. Sell stop. Oh yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir. That's what you want to see. We are officially TP'd out here. I'm going to exit this at the next hesitation unless we hit TP. Keep going. I'm out. I'm out, guys. Congratulations if you held, man. I am out. Let's go. Let's go. Let me make sure all my accounts are cleared. No orders left on the screen. Let's go. That is what you call a nice move. The scary part is ES is well behind now. That's a red flag if you ask me. But we are tapping into pretty much 70 points here, so I'll take it. I will take it. 70 points on the NASDAQ. Stressful, but I don't know how high Nasdaq is gonna go here, man. I would love to see Nasdaq take out this high, but you could be walking into a nice short opportunity if Nasdaq doesn't make that high. Bro, don't pump after I get out, bro. I hate when that happens, bro. Watch it give you a massive candle here. Either way, fire trade. I like to try and get my risk to reward because you know you never know when you're gonna. There it is. See, stupid. It almost knows when I get out. But either way, I don't want to sit here and be too hard on myself because I wasn't able to get the trade I wanted. So this was perfect, and as a backup plan. But yeah, if you guys made money on the buys today, definitely drop a like on the stream. We're gonna keep this thing going, man. I don't see many people trading as cleanly as we've been trading. And it's not because we're the best traders in the world. It's just because we understand that the market is an algorithm. Once you have your bias, you let the algorithm confirm your bias by offering a power of three. A power of three break and retest is gold. It don't matter what markets you're trading, right? And this is gonna keep going, bro. Let me get off the charts before I get upset. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but anytime I see a trade just hit full TP and I get out early, makes me feel like I'm shorting my strategy. I'm robbing my technique by getting out early. You know what I mean? But I'll take it, bro. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Let me screenshot this, drop it in the chat room. If you're not in the trading chat room, here, I'll drop the link now. So welcome to anybody who takes trading serious, we're all just looking to understand these markets day by day. So here it is, link to the chat room. All right. So yeah, this will go down as a textbook trading opportunity. I wish I could figure out how to hold this trade, but as you can see, right, when price is ready to expand, like we mentioned, both charts will show that sense of urgency. Notice ES didn't even bother to pull back here. Bro, this is so bullish. This is crazy. But notice ES didn't even bother, right? So if you delete all the other zones that were on the table, this was your key moment here at 1034. Notice ES doesn't even pull back. ES completely leaves this. That's a sign of strength. And then when we do get a pullback here, it's very subtle. And price was able to give a strong move out of it. Entry here on that close, 28,500. And like I mentioned, you could put your stop technically underneath here. But because I'm trading the weaker one, right, I can't have such tight stops. I have to understand that the weaker one could sweep here and still be bullish. So you put an extra, how many points? That's 37. Put an extra 10 points. I think I did a 50-point stop. Yeah. And this is your trade right here. 1.5. Perfect, right? All right. So yeah, I'm gonna draw this up for my notes and then wrap it up here. Perfect. We're done right on time. Excellent trading session, guys. Bravo, bravo. All right, I'm out of here. You guys take care. Pray you guys have a blessed day. Back at it again tomorrow. Um, let's see what we have on the forecast for tomorrow. Tomorrow is May 7th. We have 8:30 Red News. Wait, what time did this move start today? It's crazy. Literally like 10:30. That's crazy. We had news today, oil inventory right at 10:30. And literally at 10:35 the market was giving you the move. As if the market was literally waiting for that 10:30 oil inventory. But tomorrow we have here, I'll just copy and paste it. Pretty decent schedule tomorrow. We should expect a lot of volume. Um, but no major red events during the well, after the market open, I should say. McDonald's put some earnings in. Um, jobless claims. Oh, look at that, natural gas. And then you have a bunch of nothing after that. So, Coinbase reports earnings tonight as well, or tomorrow night, I should say, as well. So, I think the rest of this week will be pretty volatile. It's amazing to see price so bullish, but honestly, this may be the best price action to trade when it's clearly trending. Look at this, guys. It's been so many days in a row. That's ridiculous. On top of a bunch of days in a row over here, and we accumulate for a little bit. Tiny pullback, break structure. Accumulation is gonna be a phase here shortly, but even the accumulation range is pretty solid. You have a 2,000 point range from 23,960 all the way up to 26,300. So even when price is accumulating, it's beautiful. So good job. See what tomorrow looks like. The week really just started moving, right? Monday was pretty much an inside day. Tuesday was actually nice. Yeah. Tuesday was fine. But New York session was trash yesterday. It was the New York PM session that gave you that extra volatility yesterday. So let's see what tomorrow has for us. You guys take care, all right? I'm out of here. Forgot to take this screenshot. 1 second. Let me pull back my trade here. Forgot to do that. Session trading execution labels. Nominal trade. Got it up here. We got out at a reasonable cost here. Reasonable price. Boom. All right. 7 points. Boom. Copy this. Drag this. And we are out of here, man. Hope you guys have been having a good week, man. These markets aren't easy, but they are at the same time. As long as there's volume, you should never complain about price action, right? As long as there is volume. As long as there's volume, there should be a good setup waiting for you. It's all about awareness, right? You gotta know what price is actually looking for. You gotta know what price is actually looking for, man. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. Mm. All right, yeah. So now we can get out of here. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 9:30.